Michael Peckham for $10. Mark, a lot of people are really upset with the story right now of WoW and feel Blizzard has dropped the ball in comparison to stories they used to tell, like Warcraft 3. Do you have any idea why?
Yeah, Metzen's gone. Come on.
There you go. See, you're getting the straight answer right there.
All right. So let me tell you about Blizzard storytelling. So I went in there when I first started at Blizzard. It was I was a producer on Starcraft. I came late to the team, last 6 months before we shipped. It was my favorite project to work on. It was a huge bonding time. We would work late, we would play Magic, and we would play Legend of Five Rings at night, and then we go right back to work. We didn't sleep, and we really had a great bonding experience. But during that time, I worked with Metzen a lot because I was it was my first job at Blizzard, and I'm sitting here. I'm responsible for all the front end glue screens and also editing all of his stuff. I was, and we were working on a Japanese RPG together called that was being outsourced, and we were working on a little bit of the story plots for that. Metzen has so much soul, has so much passion for story, you would not believe it. And at first, I didn't quite get it because we came from different story backgrounds. I kind of come from high fantasy. It's like, oh, I would love to make a Lord of the Rings stuff. And he comes from comic books, right? He's like, no, it's like, we just have to have, it's got to be mighty and epic. And these were his words, mighty and epic. And it was so much of a meme during WoW that we used to say, oh, this level needs more mitosity, or, the epicity level is a little bit off here. We need to increase it, because he would come in and very passionately do the story. And he was great because he would come out and he would pitch the story ideas to us and to the level designers directly. He would just go out there and say, I'm thinking about doing this. And then, we're going to put horns on them and we're going to do this and that. And what do you guys think? And there was actually back and forth. But he was the guiding light for that story. And I think he understood how to deliver a story that was passionate and impactful and true to the characters in his mind. And I'm not saying that the current writers aren't any good, but there's a reality that you have a staff of writers now. And when you have a staff of writers and the spiritual guide for the lore in the first place isn't there anymore, people are going to want to take it in different directions. People are going to, and maybe different writing leads are going to want to take it in different directions. And one thing I can tell you, based off what people leaving Blizzard have told me, is things have gotten extremely political inside the company, where it wasn't political before, at least not to the degree that I'm hearing about. But what I'm hearing now is that I can suspect that you can have some infighting, and in fact, I know there's some infighting. Maybe that's happened to the story. I don't know. I haven't heard anything specifically about the story. But if you've got,
of course it has, right? I mean, I think that's a super safe assumption.
Yeah, but if the main creative wellspring of your lore is gone, and you have a huge writing staff, and they all want to make their own mark on it, you're gonna get some tussling until the story falls out into a unified direction again, until somebody emerges to re-lead it into a direction.
Well, that's why you kind of need you do have to have that creative kind of soul that in a way will take the reins.